Hey everyone, welcome to our Mamas and Babes Masterclass. My name is Elizabeth Matthews and I am a Platinum Leader with doTerra and I will be your guide here today. Just going to share my screen with you and we will begin. Okay, here we go. So welcome to Essential Oils for Mamas and Babes. I'm going to share with you a bit of my story and you might relate to it as some of you are brand new moms too. But when I became a new mama of a beautiful baby girl, it brought out all my mama bear instincts. And, I had worked really hard to have this, healthy child and a healthy pregnancy. And then she came out into the world and she just, started crawling around and licking everything and interacting with things and putting stuff in her mouth. And I really made me stop and give pause to consider some of the things I was actually introducing into our home that might not be the best things for her. And after working so hard to protect her and, give her this healthy body, to make the realization that some of the worst products that she had ever been exposed to were things that I was actually introducing into our home, it really gave me pause and it made me, have my big aha moment. And so I started to consider the products and the ingredients in the things that I was bringing into our home. And, that really opened up my mind to this concept of making my own cleaning products. That was actually the beginning of my journey down this path of natural living and using essential oils. So of course, as a lot of moms can relate to, you start off by caring for the people in your life. You care for your children, you care for your partner. I started researching how these oils might support us in many ways. But a beautiful offshoot of that was that I was also reaping benefits as well as my family were. And so I would love to share with you a little bit as we go through today, just some of the emotional impact that the oils can have on you and how that can support you on your parenting journey as well, and how that can support your babe, whatever age your babes might be. It's massively supportive to our emotional well-being as well as our physical well-being, and a beautiful way to remove some of the toxic products in our life. So, I started to notice things as I introduced these oils into our home. At first, as I mentioned, I started by making cleaning products, but then I was diffusing them as well. And I started to pay attention to the difference on the mornings that I was putting in some beautiful oils in the morning and setting a tone for our home, or in the evenings when it was bedtime. I would start to observe a difference between cheerful, happy, light feelings versus chaos, crazy, hair pulling nights, You know what I'm talking about, moms. So those, subtle shifts that I started to perceive on the nights that I did use my oils versus the nights that I forgot, because it, in the beginning, can be challenging to introduce this new ritual, a new routine in. But, I quickly developed a trust for the oils and what they could do. And as I saw their power that way, I also just didn't want to live without them anymore. Another area that really helped us was in our immune support. And so started to notice the frequency at which we were getting sick was just less and less and less. And when my daughter began daycare, you know what happens in daycare, right? These viruses just float around like a revolving door of sickness, and it comes into your home and everybody in your home gets sick. Now, not to say that you don't still get sick, because it's a natural part of life, but the amount that we would get sick diminished hugely, like I would say 80% less. And the amount of time it would take us to recover was massive. So I really saw this huge shift take place. And that was a huge selling point for my partner. He wasn't too sure about the oils initially until he started having some of those incredible firsthand experiences with how it supported his immune system when we were fighting sickness and things. So these little moments started to happen. And as we started to realize the emotional and physical benefits of using these oils on top of the reducing toxic impact in our home, it just became more and more of a no-brainer that this was an incredibly powerful natural tool that you could introduce into your life that is just going to support your parenting journey all the way around. So let me just go to our next little slide here. I'd love to share with you a little bit on quality sourcing and safety, because to me, these are key components as to why you would choose doTerra essential oils versus the multitude of other brands that are out there, right? We all know that, essential oils are a hot topic right now. And there are a ton of other companies out there that actually lay claim to having good quality, organic or whatever essential oils. So one thing that I love to just let you know is that there is no regulating body that actually regulates what an essential oil company can say or not say. So let me just let that sink in for a minute, because really what that means is somebody can put on their label that it's 100% organic, but it may be that just 10% of that oil is organic and the rest of it's all filler. At this point in time, companies are allowed to say things like that, and there's nothing regulating what is acceptable in that area. So knowing this, doTerra have taken it upon themselves to actually regulate it themselves. So they have created their own testing standard. They have made sure that their quality is there. They only source indigenously. Now, the beauty of indigenous sourcing is that means those plants are harvested and grown and harvested where they were intended by nature to grow. So what that means is that plant is receiving the sun, the soil, the wind, the rain, everything that's conducive to grow that plant by nature. And so I truly believe that getting plants from these places is more powerful and more potent. And it's not even just what I believe, it's what the science shows us. So when the chemistry breakdown of these plants happens, you can see that they are a much more powerful plant for therapeutic use. Now, you might be able to go to a pharmacy and pick up frankincense for $20 and think, wow, that's a big score. But let me tell you, there's always a reason why something is being sold like that. It would be full of other nasties. And if your point is to try to remove toxic products from your life, then reintroducing something like this isn't actually going to help, right? And personally, I would never want to put anything onto my child that I don't know 100% what's in that bottle. So when you are buying doTerra oils, you are getting the safety that doTerra stands by, the testing that they have created for themselves in order to ensure that you're getting that quality, that exactly what's in the bottle is what it says is in the bottle. You can actually look at, there's a barcode on the bottom of every bottle, and go to a website called Source to You, and it will tell you all the information about that oil, that where it's sourced, how it was tested, all of the information. So doTerra's response to a lack of regulation has been to be 100% transparent in the whole process of what they do in order to source and give you the best quality oils. And to me, that gives me huge comfort as a parent to know what their standards are, what their practices are. So anything you want to learn about doTerra sourcing, you can actually type in to Google. You could put in vetiver, co-impact sourcing doTerra, and a video will pop up and tell you how that oil is sourced, where it comes from. And a beautiful offshoot of this, which is actually incredibly important to me as a consumer, as a mother, I down this journey of learning about the products that I was bringing in and some of the toxins and things, and so-called products that I thought were green, that were actually labeled, green, environmentally friendly, like, lemon scented, all this stuff that used to actually pull me in before. Once I started down that rabbit hole and learning that a lot of these products are actually lying, right? I mean, I'm sorry to be that blunt, but it is actually lies, right? When they're claiming something to be green, but then they know that it has got known hormone disruptors, or that it causes cancer in rats or things like this. So as I began to decipher products that were actually misleading in their marketing, I started to make my own stuff. But I also started to really care, as I say, really care about the companies that I was investing in. So when I'm buying a product and I'm pulling that off the shelf, I'm thinking, well, who is this brand? Who is this company? What do they stand for? and what is their bigger impact on what's going on in the world, you know? And so one of the beautiful things that really pulled me into knowing that I was with an aligned company, aligned morally with my views, is that doTerra have done something called co-impact sourcing, which is where they go into these places where these oils are coming from, indigenously grown, right? But many of them come from third world nations. And these oils are harvested by people who are often living way below poverty, starving, appalling conditions. Now, there are many other companies out there that will go in and just try to get the best, quick oils that they can for the best dollar price, right? So they are constantly negotiating, underbidding, and these people have no bargaining power because they're starving. So one of the commitments that doTerra has made, and a beautiful offshoot of the vision that these founders of this company have had, is how they could impact the world globally through producing beautiful, high quality essential oils and also impacting these third world nations. So they offer a fair trade dollar, and they go in and they actually are supporting these communities. So as a mom, you know, that is incredibly important to me, that I can stand behind a company that I'm supporting with my dollar, okay? And knowing that me benefiting from these beautiful oils isn't putting anybody else down. It's actually lifting a community up. Was really, really important to me. Where am I? Okay, guys, I'm gonna jump in a little bit into 3 beautiful ways that you can use your essential oils, okay? So topically, aromatically, and internally, right? So when we use essential oils for your babies, aromatic is an absolutely beautiful, gentle way that you can use it on little ones, okay? So that just means putting some in your diffuser, allowing it to fill the air. I always say less is more, so just start with a couple of drops in there and see how you smell it, see how the benefit of it comes to you. As a mama, you can put some right on you, and when your baby's snuggling with you, they're getting that aromatic benefit too through just smelling it off of you. Consider too, with that in mind, if you're putting cosmetic sprays on you that may be full of other ingredients and other toxins, again, your baby's breathing that in. So wearing a natural perfume as a mama is a beautiful way to support your child as well, not only with the emotional benefit of the oils, but also reducing toxic impact for you both. So aromatic is such a lovely, gentle way for you and your baby to get use of the oils. I also love to do topical. Now, baby massage is such a gorgeous way to share the oils with your baby. Always dilute, okay? For a little one, I would put just, 1 drop in a 10 ml bottle of fractionated coconut oil is a rough gauge. So really, a little goes a very long way. You could put a drop in your hand and put some fractionated coconut oil in there, or whatever carrier oil that you want to use. I make reference to fractionated coconut oil because it's one that doTerra sells, and I love it because it's a fraction of the coconut. So it doesn't smell like coconut, which you don't always want that smell. Sometimes you do, but not always. And it's also always stays that runny consistency, so it's really easy to blend with your essential oils. Really easy to use, and it's very nourishing to the skin. So I would put a squirt of that in my hand, a drop of oil, go like this, and then you can massage it on yourself and on your baby. So at night, I started a beautiful ritual with my daughter where I will do a little massage into her feet. And it's a calming down time. Think about creating some rituals that are bringing calm into your world, that are, going to be things that stimulate that brain connection. So when your child smells, say, lavender, their brain is saying, oh, it's calm down time, okay? It's sending all those messages. And you're creating a ritual between you and your child that is so beautiful, that will continue throughout their childhood, where you do this mellow out time together. Again, same for an uplifting time. You can aromatically, for you as a mama, you can put a few drops in your hand and go like this and just breathe in. So if you put in, say, a wild orange or a peppermint, that's going to be uplifting, and maybe you need that little pep up in the middle of the day. And internally, because they are therapeutic grade essential oils, with doTerra, you can use them internally. I always recommend using caution and always check the recommended usage through the doTerra website. But I do take oils internally. I take them in a veggie capsule, and depending on what my need is. Okay, so there are various different oils that are intended for internal use as well, and you can get beautiful support. I use them for immune support, for emotional support as well. Many beautiful ways to use these internally also. I do not use the oils internally for my daughter. She is now 6 years old, and I have not felt compelled to, because she gets beautiful response aromatically and topically. And I personally have chosen not to use them internally for her. And I don't have any intention to in the near future either. But as an adult with an already established immune system and all my organs up and functioning and fully grown, I am very confident using them internally, and I actually get so much benefit from them that I will always continue to do so as an adult. So here's a little guide that shows you some of the basic ways you can dilute. So for dilution ratios, okay? And as I mentioned before, less is more. Less is more, guys. You don't need to bombard your system with a ton of different oils. I've seen people doing this, and it's hilarious. People, want to break out everything. Something goes wrong, and you just want to pour all the oils on you. But in all honesty, you really just need to focus on one or two things and just keep it simple, and just introduce less, and then watch for your body's response. Each body is made unique and different. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing, but it means that there's no cookie cutter recipe for anyone. So try it on yourself first, see what the response is, and then slowly up the amount as needed. For instance, if you suffer migraines or headaches, if you've got a bad headache, peppermint is a beautiful way to help to relieve that. So you can actually put a drop and rub it in the back of your neck here. You can rub some far back here, way back on the temples. Don't get too close to the eyes because you'll get the fumes coming in, but way back here. It is beautiful for helping to soothe any of those kind of things. So start with just one drop and see, and if your body's not responding, maybe add two and see how that goes. Okay, that's my recommendation. But this is a beautiful little guide to show you the ratios. And so you can see for a baby, I would just have one drop in that big 10 ml glass bottle. And that is plenty dilution, okay? Toddlers, you go up to 2. Young children, you got 4, right? Again, only move up as needed. Maybe your toddlers just stay with 1. Maybe young children just stay with 1 or 2. You will see as your child's needs progress, okay? Okay, and the role of toxins. Now, this is really an important one, because this really is a big reason why oops, my screen sharing stopped. Sorry guys, hold on, bear with me. There we go, I'm back. Yeah, this is a big reason why I got going as a new mom, why I got going down this path of using essential oils as a tool. So, I started to look, as I say, around my house, and it really hit me like a ton of bricks that what I was buying and bringing into my home were some of the most harmful things that my daughter had ever come in contact with. And so I just made the decision and the commitment as a parent to just ditch it. And it can be hard to do that because you spent money, right? You've bought these things and it feels like you're throwing things out. It feels like you're throwing out money, okay, in the beginning. But I would stop and look at this stuff and think, well, now that I know, I'm not going to use this anymore because I know how harmful it is. And I don't want to give it to anyone else because I don't want them to get the harm of it. So what am I going to do with it? And at some point you have to just clean the decks, start fresh. So I personally literally just threw out all that stuff and stopped buying it and really went down the path of making my own products. Okay. So, start to consider things like why, as a mom, as a new mom, why am I still so exhausted? Why am I cranky? Why am I feeling hormonal or stressed out? Is this how I'm meant to feel as a mom? I don't know about you, but at some point I thought, wow, is this really what parenting is? Like, I thought that I would be getting over this by now and things would be getting better by now. My sleep would be coming back by now. I'd be feeling more like myself again. But did you know that the average woman sprays about 750 chemicals on her body every day? And I invite you to stop and just consider what you did today. Like, what have you done since you woke up this morning? Maybe you shampooed your head and you put all those beautiful things right into your scalp. Maybe you washed your face and you brushed your teeth and, all the little things. You put some deodorant on, you put your perfume on, you put your body lotion on, you put some makeup on, and then that was all before breakfast, right? So start considering and just take pause and consider each time you're putting something onto your body, and your skin is your largest organ, so it's a beautiful place to start. Consider the things you're putting onto your body and what are in those things actually, and how much of an impact that's having on you over time, right? So I'm just going to read this statistic to you. In 1960, the average age a girl started menstruating was 16 years old. Today, you're not going to believe this, it's 8 years old. 8 years old. Like, doesn't that just blow your mind? Okay, it should. I mean, what is going on and why is this happening? I believe that it is the impact of toxins on our environment, on our bodies over a period of time that is causing these fluctuations to happen, these changes to happen. We are being bombarded with products that are influencing our hormones in a negative way. And so when I started reading up on some of these products that I had been purchasing, and even though it said green environmental on the cover of it, when I dug deeper into some of the ingredients and understood that they actually have research out to show that they are hormone disruptors. And then I thought, well, if I was putting this on my body and using these products for endless years, of course I'm going to be suffering. It can't be good. So, here's the thing. Don't beat yourself up, okay? Don't beat yourself up. I love this quote by Maya Angelou. I did then what I know how to do. Now that I know better, I do better. And I love this quote because it's really just a process of learning and just, opening your eyes to things in a different way. So essential oils are just a beautiful natural tool that can help you adopt some of these practices. And I'd love for you to consider ways in which that we might start, ditching some of these products and introducing in healthy ones. And I always feel like if I've made it, I know exactly what's in it, right? Okay, so I'm going to share with you some of my absolute favorite oils for supporting mamas and babies. So there's a beautiful line called the Touch Collection, which is all pre-diluted roller bottles. And they are all the beautiful top 10 oils that you would want to reach for on any given day. It's all ready to go. And it was really designed for mums in mind, on the go, throw in your purse and take with you. The kids collection is also a wonderful one that's just been released about a year ago. And it is for access for children. So it's a beautiful way to start teaching your children how to tune into their own emotions, how to understand how they're feeling and what they might need in any given moment. So I keep this kids collection by the front door. And as my daughter's getting ready for school, I say to her, hey, honey, do you feel like you want any of this right now? Do you need an oil for the day? And some days she says, no, Mom, I'm all good. And I'm like, great. And other days she says, you know what, Mom, I think I need stronger blend today, or I think that I need calmer today. She is learning how to tune in to how she's feeling and reach for the natural tools that she needs. And it's such a beautiful thing to witness that. Our kids are going to grow up with so many more advantages than we had in having a kickstart with this beautiful way to tune into nature. The emotional blends are an amazing place to start for mama's support as well as diffusing them to benefit your whole household. Some of these blends are the Motivate blend and the Cheer blend, Peace blend. I love the Peace blend. Give me all the peace, give me all the peace. This is a whole kit that you can get as a full-on kit, but you can also get them individually too, and just start building your collection slowly with the ones that you love. Now, when this kit first came out, I had a little laugh because I was like, is that blend actually going to motivate me? But There is a science behind it, you guys. And all of these blends were really specifically designed to do exactly that, to do what they claim to do. So I will get to that a little bit later. Some other beautiful oils that I love to share with babies and with children. Lavender, of course. Lavender is the Swiss Army knife of all oils. It is great for cuts and stings and bumps and bruises, but it's also beautiful for helping to soothe any upset emotions. Really good at calming. So it works in such a beautiful way. You just inhale that, you as a mom, you could put some on you and then let your baby breathe that in off of you. And it's just calming. You could put a little bit on their baby blanket or even wash their clothes with some lavender in the wash. It's a beautiful way to just have that calming aromatic with them all day. Balance blend is one that as a mama, I could not imagine this journey as a parent without balance. I carry it in my purse with me all the time. And it's for those, total calm the farm moments where you're just ready to blow up. Grab your balance. You can put some on your pulse points. I like to put it on my blend areas, all the places it's going to get in right away. You can put a drop in your hand. Breathing it in gives you an immediate impact. Really, these oils are such an incredible immediate response that it's a beautiful natural way to just support your emotions through the day and help keep you in that state of calm as a mom. The citrus oils are all really uplifting and beautiful. So lemon and wild orange and lemongrass and green mandarin. I mean, these are some gorgeous oils. You can put a drop in your water to help you drink more, because we all know you got to keep hydrated, guys. Got to keep hydrated. When your energy is slumping in the afternoon, often you stop and think, how much water have I had today? And it's often the case, right, that you just haven't had quite enough to drink. Easy air is a beautiful one that helps to support respiratory. So often at night, little ones may struggle to breathe if they're fighting a cold or if something's come up. They might be, a little bit congested, or maybe just there is seasonal things going on. Putting easy air in your diffuser at night can really help everybody have a better, more restful sleep. And you can also use that again in that touch collection. It's a beautiful roller bottle that you can use to roll on the bottoms of feet or on the chest when you need to. And vetiver, I can't get through this without talking about vetiver, because it was a game changer for me in terms of our sleep quality at night. Vetiver and lavender combined in my diffuser have really been a huge thing in helping us just sink in to a deep sleep faster and more solidly and lasting longer. And doesn't that just sound great? Who doesn't want that? On Guard blend is a beautiful blend that is the supporting immunity. And that's one I roll it on the back of my daughter's neck every day before she goes to school. It is just supporting her own natural immune system in fighting at its top level. So I find through this ritual of doing this for her, it actually has reduced the amount of sickness we experience in our home drastically, just by supporting her with this On Guard blend. If there is something floating around and there's sickness happening, I diffuse it as well, and it just helps to put airborne pathogens at bay. So really great one to consider as a mom. Emotional support. Okay, loves. This is an important message from me to you. Okay, from one mama to another. We all know that our first priority, you give birth to this baby and your baby becomes your all. You're just so wrapped up in all their little movements and breaths and everything that they're going through, and you want to be there for them. But it's important that we also really remember that you need to fill up your own cup in order to fill theirs, okay? Through extra energy and better focus and less brain fog and emotional support through any stressful times, and support through anxious feelings that might be coming up for you, through hormonal health and improved sleep. By addressing our needs as mamas, we shine an example for our whole family to follow. You are the lighthouse, right? So keep that in mind, everyone. It's so important to keep sight of yourself. You are the glue of your family dynamic, right? And we all know this. When you fall apart, everything kind of unravels. So caring for yourself is a crucial component of caring for the well-being of everyone in your home. So fill your cup up. Address your needs too, and your family will benefit massively from that. We model, as mamas, we model how self-care can look, okay? We can be the full version of ourselves and show up in a way that we can't when our energy is diminished, yeah? So I often think this when, when I've fallen off track and when my energy isn't vibrant, I'm not showing up as the best mom that I can be. I'm not being everything that I want to be for my daughter. She deserves the best, right? So show up for yourself, make sure you get the right supplements that support your full well-being. I use doTerra's Lifelong Vitality because it changed my life as a mom and gave me back my energy and cleared up my mental brain fog. And so that was huge in my life. Make sure you're getting tools around you that you can reach for emotional support, because being a mom is the hardest, most rewarding job you will ever experience. And you guys know this now, right? We're told this for years, but then once you become a mom, you're like, oh, I get it. I get it. Okay. But we need to support ourselves emotionally. It's so crucial, you guys. And, our little ones need the emotional support too, right? You'll know that your little ones have emotions big and small 1,000,000 times a day. It's like a crazy roller coaster ride. You just, they're throwing themselves on the floor, bawling their heads off one second, and the next minute they're skipping along, singing a little song. And you think, whoa, what just happened? It can be crazy as a mom to witness this ride. And so using your essential oils as a tool to help support them as well just allows a bit of more even keel, okay? So I love to give this little story. Picture, a meltdown moment in your life. So maybe, your child has a total freak out because, you gave them the wrong shoes and they wanted to wear these other shoes. And then it ends up being like a fall down on the floor moment. As a mom, if you are stressed and at the edge and you're running late and all the things are happening, you might just blow up and say, just put on your shoes, right? But imagine now introducing these beautiful oils. And this is how a typical way that I would use them. So the meltdown's happening, okay? I will reach for whatever oil I need. So maybe I reach for my balance, which is often the case, and I put a drop in my hand and I just do a quick, okay, Elizabeth, get in your zone, okay? And then I get right down on my knees and sit with my daughter and allow her to feel the emotions that are coming up for her, allow her to express that. And maybe I offer her an oil as well. So I might say, oh, Mama needed to use this oil. This makes me feel better. Do you want to smell a little bit of wild orange? And how does that feel for you? Or do you need a bit of lavender? And often she might just be like, no, and she's just freaking out on the floor. So I might just put a little bit in my hands and I might just be there with her and allow her to get the benefit of that. And we just sit calmly together. And it gives us a moment, both of us, a little bit of breathing space so that we can both get ourselves back in line, okay? Because as a mom, you need that tool to help keep you calm so that you can address what's really happening with your child. And for her too, she's getting the benefit of that beautiful aromatic oil that is also sending a message to her brain to calm down, come back out of fight or flight, come back to homeostasis, and just chill out a little bit and give you a chance to work through the issue at hand, okay? These are beautiful ways that mamas can use this as a tool. So, as I've explained, there's a science behind how these oils are working. It's not all fluff, you guys. It's not all airy-fairy hippie stuff. Everything is connected and there is a reason. Everything, mind, body, soul are all connected, okay? So when you are breathing in, I love this beautiful graphic here because it actually shows breathing in this beautiful aromatic rose or whatever your oil is. Okay, it's actually going in through your cavities. It's going in and being absorbed through the mucous membranes, and it is actually having a direct effect on the limbic part of the brain, which is affecting your emotional well-being. Okay, it's affecting your response to things. It's affecting how the brain is perceiving things. It can help shift you from that fight or flight crazy to, okay, coming back to homeostasis, yeah? So it's not all fluff. There's a science behind it, and everything is connected. Want to make some stuff? Okay, this is the fun bit. This is the bit where you get to be a bit crafty and a bit experimental and like the wild scientist. You can make a ton of things. You can make anything that's in your diaper bag, you can make yourself. Anything that's in your home, any products that you are using on yourself, any cleaning things, they can all be made really, really simply. I would love to share with you my ebooks. I have an ebook on cleaning, which I love to give out to people just to get them started down that path. It was the first ebook that I ever created, and I have a beautiful one for moms and babes that I'm going to be giving to all of you today. So DIY is a great place to start. There are a million resources out there too. So just Google's your friend, just put in doTerra essential oils, DIY. You got a ton of things that come up on the doTerra site. There's a blog where you can access a ton of DIY too. It's a beautiful thing. I make Play-Doh for my daughter, which is really fun. And I make all of our cleaning supplies, as I mentioned. Okay, everyone. So that's the end of my little chat. I just would love to share with you the best way to get started if you have not yet begun your journey into essential oils. There are two ways that you really start with doTerra. So first, I would like to ask you to connect back to the person that invited you here. Always connect back to the person who has introduced you to the oils. And support their business that they're running. If that person was me, I can't wait to hear from you. So there's two types of membership that you can get: a membership and do a custom order and just order the few oils that you want to start with. Or you can buy a starter kit and it includes a year's membership and the oils and often a diffuser too. So it's the most economical way, and it's the way most people decide to begin because you get the most bang for your buck by doing that. Here are some examples of some of the kits. I will also send your way an enrollment flyer so that it'll allow you to see all of the different kits that are available, and as well a product guide so you can break that down. But these are my 3 all-time favorite kits. So the Natural Solutions Enrollment Kit is the one that, like, I wish when I had started, I wish that they'd had this one. It actually is the way that I really recommend people begin, because it's a way of cleaning the decks, as I said, throwing out the toxic things, starting with shampoo and conditioner, getting your toothpaste, getting your hand wash. Beautiful box to house all your oils in. It's got the Lumo diffuser, which is one of my favorites. It's got all of these beautiful things included within it that will really kickstart a lifestyle. And so I highly recommend that as a starting point. And then the Home Essentials Kit has got beautiful top 10 oils in 15 ml bottles, and the diffuser as well, the petal diffuser. And the Family Essential Kit is your top 10 oils in 5 ml bottles. So it is a real basic starter kit. Again, beautiful with those top 10 oils that you will be using within your family. Okay, and most importantly, when you start your essential oil journey with me, you get me as well. Now, I am, a mom just like you, started on this journey, but I am maybe a few steps down the path, and I've had a lot of experience over the last 3 years building my business, learning as much as I can about essential oils, and my passion is to pass this on to you. So I offer free resources to my community, such as private online groups, ebooks that I come out with every once in a while. I come out with a new topic, and I love sharing this with my community. All the latest news and research that I can gather, because I'm so super passionate about this topic. I am out there all the time researching. Focus groups, educational programs, you get access to me and my team, and we're here to offer support to you. And we also plan really fun giveaways, 3 or 4 times a year that are super fun and interactive with our community. We are a growing global community. I'm really proud to say that we've got people all over the world, and we share as a collective and come together and share this passion and excitement for natural living. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you got a lot from this. And please post any questions that you have. Sometimes as a mama, it can be quite intimidating with all abundance of information and things. So don't ever hesitate to reach out to me and ask me any specific questions that come up for you. I would be more than happy to answer them. Lots of love. Thanks so much. Mwah.